What's going on, guys? It's Monday. It's a hot day here in Atlanta, and I'm on my way home right now. But I did want to touch upon the Sergey Kovalev fight from this past Saturday against Eleider Alvarez, and that was presented to us by HBO Boxing. And I do have a new post up on the website torresboxing.com. Feel free to go check it out. Remember to subscribe if you like the content. Subscribe, follow, share it with others, and stay tuned for more notifications and more content from Torres Boxing. But I do want to touch upon that fight. Sergey Kovalev was upset by Eleider Alvarez. Alvarez goes ahead and captures the WBO belt from Kovalev, and I thought that was surprising. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see the fight at first when it went down live, but on my newsfeed I was seeing all the clips of Kovalev going down. I know that he went down 3 times, and then in the end he was the fight was waved off by the referee in TKO fashion. So the Crusher, Sergey Kovalev, has another major setback after back-to-back defeats to Andre Ward. And I just have to be honest with you guys. Personally, me looking at it, I feel like Kovalev lost something in those 2 Ward fights. Coming into those fights, and I talk about it in that in my new post on the website, Kovalev had that mystique around him. He had an aura around him. And that time he was regarded as, probably the best light heavyweight in boxing. He was ranked as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And not only that, but he also had that crazy incident that that happened in one of his professional fights, and I want to say it was in Russia, where the punishment that one of his opponents took eventually caught up to him and the guy died. So in a way you can say that Kovalev actually killed someone in the ring. So that aura followed him up until that point when he was about to fight Andre Ward, and no one wanted to fight him at 175. He was the boogeyman of the division. Remember when he called out Adonis Stevenson, but that fight never really came to fruition. So Kovalev was at a high plateau, and all of a sudden he faces Andre Ward in this big super fight at light heavyweight. And Andre Ward, goes the distance with him, and the first fight was a loss for Kovalev, and it was controversial. There was a debate, well, who really won it? But the second fight, which was another defeat, was more decisive. It ended in TKO in favor of Andre Ward. And so I'm looking at it this way. They say boxing is mental, right? And a lot has to do with your state of mind. If Kovalev comes into the fight, the first Andre Ward fight, knowing that he's considered this killer in the division, that he's pound for pound one of the great fighters, best fighters in the world, and then all of a sudden he loses back-to-back fights, and the second one is by TKO to Andre Ward. Honestly, I'm not a fighter, but I think that a defeat like that, it's got to take something away from you. It's got to mess with your mind. It's got to, it takes your will from you. And I'm not saying I'm not just discrediting Kovalev. I'm not saying that he's a shot fighter, that he can't be great again. I'm not saying that, but that's an uphill challenge for him to come back from defeats of that nature. But that's my personal opinion. I think the Andre Ward fights have something to do with that. Not only that, but another detail that I was forgetting was the fact that he switched coaches. So this was his first time under the tutelage of a new coach, so that can also play a factor in there. But he's a seasoned veteran. It's hard. It might be a little difficult, to maybe, learn new things. But then again, having to get accustomed to a new training method also has to be something that can be difficult to adjust to. But several factors going into the defeat, but I also don't want to discredit Eleider Alvarez's win. I know that this is a guy that I quite honestly don't know much about, but from what I understand, he was waiting in the wings to get a shot at Adonis Stevenson for several years. Stevenson really wasn't giving him the light of day, so it looks like Alvarez had to go another route, and he challenged Kovalev, and he came out big. He was the heavy underdog, but he became an overnight sensation, and he knocked out one of the best light heavyweights in the world. So I gotta give props to Alvarez. He did his thing. He didn't let all the negative hype surrounding the fight towards him get to him. He actually came out very motivated and determined, and now he can say that he is a world champion, which is a huge accomplishment for him. And it should be interesting to see what happens next. Will we see Kovalev versus Alvarez 2? At this point, it's really uncertain. I know they asked Kathy Duva, Kovalev's manager of Main Event Sports, if that's the route they're going to go in. I know that at some point HBO Boxing had December 8th as a date reserved for a potential Kovalev-Dmitry Bivol showdown. Now that plan has obviously been thrown out the window as of now, at least. So who knows if we'll see that fight, but Duva did say that it's uncertain, and that Kovalev is going to be given some time to rest, and we'll see where his mind is in the next couple of months. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think about that whole showdown? What do you guys think of the fight, the outcome? Is Kovalev, is he done as an elite prize fighter, or does he still have enough left in the tank? What do you think were the factors leading up to the fight that could have caused for him to lose in such dramatic fashion? And what do you think about Alvarez, the new light heavyweight champion? Are you excited to see his next fight? Could a Dmitry Bivol showdown be next for him? Who knows? But let me know, guys, in the comment section. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow Torres Boxing on Instagram. And subscribe to the website. Till then, guys, thank you so much for hearing me out. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you. And I'll talk to you guys later.